Okay, my name is Ivandro Valente. I'm the CTO and one of the co-founders of Airgility, Inc. We're located in College Park, Maryland, and we're also incubated by the University of Maryland and have close ties with the University of Maryland in College Park. Also along the list of other supporters that we have enjoyed include TEDCO and most recently OST Global, as we were a participant with their SBIR and STTR Proposal Lab held here in early summer of 2019. And we're happy to communicate that we have successfully submitted a phase 1 application for the National Science Foundation, SBIR. And with the incredible help that we've had from Alessia and her team, and Frank here at OST Global, and of course Ron Casey from TEDCO, who participated and gave his time in helping myself and the other attendees in navigating the SBIR proposal process. So we're very thankful for all of their help, and probably couldn't have done it and reach the success that we have without them.
Thank you. What was your innovational idea and goal, and how did you come about it? So just tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so at Airgility, we focus on creating drones, and we have a certain set of intellectual property around our systems, and we want to leverage as thoroughly as possible 3D printing and use it beyond prototyping. We want to use 3D printing for actual manufacturing and higher productivity, and also to push out the vehicle as is right out of the machine as a final good. So in going through that process, we started to understand better what 3D printing really offers and where it lacks. And 3D printing initially is just an automation of what would be a machinist. So most people use and see 3D printing as that, but there's a lot more that it can offer, which is higher productivity. However, to achieve higher productivity, usually there's such a thing called a design freeze. So that means that you don't make changes to your design, and therefore you can just stamp out that part over and over again. But we want to have the open-ended design. We want to have the ability to migrate the mission space or the product space at free will. But we also want high productivity. So now we're at odds. High productivity means design freeze, but open-endedness means slower production. But we don't want that. We want high production and open-endedness together. That digital to physical space of creation, where all the design occurs digitally, but all of the production occurs in the real world, we needed some sophisticated way of forecasting and monitoring the entire process end to end. So disruptions coming from a design change are dynamically updated into the real world of manufacturing, of part preparation, assembly, and integration. And we also want any information or mishaps occurring at assembly or integration to also feed upstream, so the orchestration of printing, the algorithm can, in the flow of the work, redirect workflow. So that's basically the core of it. The algorithm instruct real-world personnel what to do next and when, and so then they don't have to worry about whether or not they're working on obsolete parts or obsolete assemblies, and they can always be working on the most up-to-date things. So we realized in-house we needed to solve that, and we started to solve it for our drones, for our in-house products. But the business case is too compelling to just have it be a shop secret, and we've decided to find a way to monetize it and also offer it to other robotics users and to other users at large using any kind of advanced manufacturing.
Excellent. And what part of SBIR STTR Proposal Lab training did you find the most valuable and helpful in your proposal writing process?
My first response is all of it. I found all of it very useful. Because everything was relevant and everything hit the mark somewhere, and it was needed. I can't answer that question. It was everything was relevant information. I think that in the end, the budgeting aspect was also very good to know, because there's in that particular portion there are many rules that need to be adhered to and followed very strictly, whereas portions where I'm just free writing my own thoughts, that's just me. So if I were to absolutely have to pick one, the financial aspects of explanation were really important, because that can be very stressful, and then a tiny mistake there can cause a lot of ripples upstream. So creating the task lists, subdividing all that, and making that jive with the finances, I think was the highest note of it all. But all the other in the flow expertise being given was also very good.
And focusing on beyond the financing, any new skills you have got from the training, from a business development perspective?
Yeah, receiving the reinforcement of making a compelling case and making a business savvy case is something that I think is always ongoing for all of us, myself included, and hearing more and more of that, and having that again implanted on our brain, and also how to concisely put that forward, I think was another piece of the skill set that I enjoyed putting to work and further developing it here with you guys.
Excellent. And what would you recommend startups and entrepreneurs in order to make true what they want, like realize their dreams? What would be your advice?
To make sure that they realize their dreams, what would be their advice?
What your advice to them?
I think following their passion is key, but following their passion in a grounded way is what really leads to the quickest route to success, which then helps further feed that pass forward process. Because a dream without a plan is just a dream. A dream with a plan now has some hopes, but then a dream with a plan, but then with further validation, has more reality than hopes now attached to it. And so that layering of those next steps, so head may be in the cloud, but the feet are still walking on earth. I think that's the key balance to keeping the passion alive, but also keeping it directed in the realm of reality, and within the realm of need, and within the realm of what sells and what people want and solves problems. So that's what I would say is the key advice. Dream, then dream with the plan, then dream with the plan solving a need, then dream with the plan solving a need that fits the market and fits the competitive landscape, and all of that then married with team and with the proper networking and the proper people backing it up.
And what does this endorsement, I would say, not like an endorsement, but really receiving this grant from NSF, it's almost like an endorsement, right? So people felt it was valid and giving you this grant, what does it mean for your business, really, like future-wise?
It means quite a bit, because I think every entrepreneur starts with the label of wacky or kooky inventor, and you have to break through that shell, and gathering other people's interests and gathering other people's attention, and having early on believers and then early on champions, and then to some extent it's not that hard to create that. Or to have that, especially people who know you. But then to have people who completely don't know you, and have people that have no vested interest in any way really towards my success, because their interest is towards their success and what it means to them. And for me to create something that they're willing to fund and accept, and especially within the highly competitive space of what an SBIR is. I don't really know who else was competing against me, but they were there for sure. And they too had quite a bit of, without a doubt, brains behind their actions. So that traction means a lot. That traction means a lot. It means that we are beyond the need of a customer, but really at this point at a national need that can change and further help all of us. Because in the end of the day, we're always all intertwined. That, I think, is profound for me.
Excellent. Excellent.
Good?
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.